Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. How y'all doing? I'm back. Uh, and you know what, man? I wish I wasn't back. I can't lie to you. I wish I was back in sunny Spain on holiday, you know, loving the life. Beaches everywhere. You know what I mean? No stress in the world. Tried to stay off social media as much as I could. Um, didn't really check Twitter too much, if I'm being honest with you, because that app is it's a crazy app. Everyone's got their conspiracy theories, everyone's got their opinion on there, and I think it's just a crazy app, man. But I hope you're doing, man. You know who I missed though? I did miss this chat, man. I did miss the community on Saeed TV. Um, but you know what? Sometimes people, you need to have a break in it. And I needed that break, man. I needed a bit of sun. I needed just somewhere where I could just have my own headspace on my own. I went to Alicante. I booked it on a Sunday night. I never even booked it like some people book it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. You know what? Nah, I booked it literally lastminute.com. You know what I mean? You know, when they say last minute holidays, I did a last minute holiday. And yeah, you know what, Alicante? I give it a good solid 8 out of 10. I really, really do. So yeah, man, big up to everybody who's here. Um who's that girl? There was no girl there, man. There was no girl there. I know, contrary to the reports, there was actually no girl there. It was me, myself, and I. And that was it basically. You know what I mean? So there wasn't any girl there. Um so yeah, man. It is what it is, people. It is what it is. But we have got a lot to discuss, people. 11 a.m. So I need everyone to smash the like button on the video. This isn't my usual time to go live. Um, so make sure you guys are liking the video. That will be helpful. And let's get into it, man. Let's get into all the issues at Manchester United, eh? Let's talk about this mess of a football club. Because it is a mess. Let's not let's not downplay it any less than what it should be. I think this is a mess. You know, this story about Jadon Sancho is, for me, it's only a subplot to the current mess at Man United Football Club. That's why, for me, I'm not too tough on Jadon Sancho. Listen, whatever he's done, and whatever's gone on wrong, the manager I fully back. So if the manager makes a decision, I fully back the manager. That's how it goes at Man United. There needs to be a hierarchy, some sort of, you know what I mean, person who's the boss. Because at the end of the day, the Glazers are a shit show. Let's be honest with you. Whether I believe Sancho is right or wrong, or Ten Hag is right or wrong, for me is irrelevant. The situation we're at right now has become, it's not repairable anymore. It really, really isn't. We've come to a standstill. Sancho isn't apologizing. Ten Hag wants an apology. That's where we're at right now. You know what I mean? There's clearly a lack of miscommunication somewhere. People that assume that this just happens overnight or whatever. This is something that's been brewing. You know what I mean? Sancho has probably said something behind closed doors, and it has been brewing for a while. So I believe this is deeper than just training. I think this is deeper than just becoming late. There must be something going on behind the football club. Um, and ultimately, Ten Hag wants an apology. Whether I believe an apology is needed, again, is irrelevant, because I look at it and I think to myself, Sancho said what he had to say, and the manager said what he had to say. They both probably should not have said what he had to say, and both should have communicated behind closed doors. But you know what? The manager wants authority. He's seen how badly this football club is run, and he says, you know what? To stamp my authority in this team, I need to just say it as it is. And you know what? I will never take that away from Ten Hag, and I don't want him to do that. I want him to believe that he can say what he wants to say as a manager. Obviously, accordingly, it is what it is. But for me, Sancho, the reason why it doesn't bode well for you, my friend. And listen, I love Jadon Sancho, and I'm super sad that it's gone to this way. But you haven't got credit in the bank, and this is where it comes down to. Had you had credit in the bank, I could have been willing to back you more. But if I'm being totally honest with you, um, you just haven't done enough in a Man United shirt. And whether again that is relevant to the situation, it probably isn't. But the backstory behind this, everything that comes with this, Manchester United do not need this drama. When I say to you, Manchester United do not need this drama. This is a long season, people. We've already got Anthony out. We've just already come from the situation with Mason Greenwood. We've got Maguire situation coming out of nowhere, where his mum thinks it's okay to put statements out. And I'm like, yes, I understand Maguire's getting abused, but I just feel like for me, everyone's at the minute just writing statements. And it just, for me, it's just a circus, this football club. It really, really is. You know, every single person just decides they want to do a statement. Can we just ban statements? Can we just say to people, don't write a letter, don't write anything, just keep it in house, please? Like, genuinely, I want to wake up one morning and just not be able to read a statement. That's what I want to do. I want to wake up one day and be like, you know what? I don't have to read a statement today. Today on Saeed TV or just today in general, I don't need to have read a statement. And that's where it comes down to, man. The football club for me, when I look at it, this describes my United Football Club. It's a shit show. It's somewhere where it reeks negativity. The whole football club is negative. When you actually deep it, there's not one positive thing that is related to Manchester United right now. There isn't. I'm generally mean that. Apart from 3 points, that's the only kind of salvation you're gonna get with Man United. Tomorrow, the only salvation you're gonna get is 3 points, and then you're back to the reality of something's gone on wrong, something's happened, this has happened, that has happened. There's something always going wrong, and for me, you almost can't even rest as a United fan now. I mean, you think to yourself, right? You've got over one problem, and then you're back into another. This Jadon Sancho thing now, it will sit there now, and it probably will sit there for a little bit because obviously Jadon Sancho is now training with the on his own. Sorry, he's training privately. But like, then you have the Anthony situation pop up out of nowhere. Then you'll have, the Maguire situation come out of nowhere. I think there's so many problems. I think, you know what? It's problem after problem for me. Is something wrong with my mic, people? I'm gonna get a new mic anyway. Apologies. I was meant to sort it out, but obviously I went on holiday. It is what it is. Big up to Panther. Big up, man. That's a quality thumbnail there, mate. Sorry, a picture there. I don't know why you should apologise. Criticise him, but keep it between the manager and player, not in public. I kind of see this as being ridiculed. Listen, you know what it is for me, yeah? I personally think for me, when I deep down look at it, yeah, I can't really get on to say to Sancho for apologizing because the thing is for me, I don't know what's going on in the background. I don't know, like I said to you, if he's fully in the wrong. I don't know anything. So for me to say, Sancho, you should apologize, well, we don't know the situation right now. I don't know the situation behind closed doors. But again, it's irrelevant. It absolutely is irrelevant when you actually deep it. You know, is a mic bad? Let me just check. How's it now, people? How's it now? That's what I'm saying. My mic's bad. Everything's bad at the minute, man. Let me know if it's okay, people. Let me know if it's okay. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with this mic today. But yeah, let me know if that's any better. Sounding robotic, bro. If that's what Man United is, man, at the minute, we're sounding robotic, man. It's better, yeah. Bro, that's what we are, innit? Like, man's Dalek, innit? Like, that's what we are right now. We're robotic. Yeah, we're robotic to news. We're robotic to everything that is at Man United. But like I said, yeah, when I look at it in the regards of Jadon Sancho, like I can't force someone who thinks he's in the right to apologize. Again, you know what I mean? He could be a stubborn guy. Ten Hag is definitely a stubborn person. Then you've got two people who don't want to back down. The manager has every right to kind of say, you need to come in. I didn't like the way you come out with a statement. You need to apologize. Listen, if that's the way Ten Hag wants it to do, that's the way it should be. If you want authority, you seek authority. But Jadon Sancho, like I said to you, I look at him and I'm like, he must be aggrieved to the highest degree that, you know what? I don't want to apologize. I don't think I've done anything wrong. This how have we got to this situation? When you actually deep it, yeah, how have we got to this situation where a player is refusing to apologize, quote unquote, to the manager who's meant to be the senior figure, who's meant to be that authoritarian, that kind of guy who's basically everyone listens to. How have we got to that situation? It's mad. And you know what? It shouldn't happen. Whether you think or you back a player, it shouldn't be a situation where the manager is asking for an apology to a player and the player refuses, the player feels victimized. It's so deeper than what it is. It's mad when you actually deep it. And this is where I'm like, it just epitomizes Sancho's career in terms of, you know what, nothing's gone in his way, but also the problems that manager has. When you actually deep it here, and listen, whether you think manager has self-conflicted this and he's actually caused this, when you actually look at it, the amount of problems he's had in this football club is staggering, man. When you actually deep it, the amount of issues that he's had to deal with is staggering, man. It's absolutely staggering, people. And it shouldn't really happen, really, when you actually deep it. For a manager of Ten Hag's quality, when you look at what he was meant to build, he's had to build more of the issues, more of the more off the field issues that he's had to fix on the pitch. You know, in the Ronaldo situation, the Maguire situation, Anthony, you know, there's so many things. I'm like, bro, like, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. And then yesterday, we hear that Laurie Whitwell come out with a report, original report, that he will remain on a personal training program away from the first team group pending a resolution of a squad discipline issue. So this is not even this is before he gets disciplined. Yeah, he's gone away. So this is even not. I think the manager wants an apology, so he's took him away. So then he thinks that maybe if he goes and trains away, he might get an apology. And then you've got the discipline on top of that. So what is a discipline? Is it a case of a fine? You know what? He doesn't play for a while. He's on the bench. He has to get back in the good books. He has to prove himself again. Like there's a lot to kind of understand in that situation, man. Um, Big up to everybody who's in the comments. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Like I said, I don't normally go live at this time, so I need the algorithm back up. I haven't been live for a couple of days, so please, everyone, right now, there shouldn't be an excuse not to hit the like button, people. Um, Listen, I'm not going to speak for other people in it. Like I get people saying Rant said this. Listen, I don't speak for other people in it. That's his own opinion. So for me, this is obviously Saeed TV. That's obviously Rants and Bants' channel. Hold tight to Rants and Bants. You get me? That's my guy. But listen, I've got my own opinion on this situation. And I think for me, ultimately, I said what I said. I said Sancho has every right to defend himself. The manager has every right to say everything out and say what he said. What I disagreed with the manager is to put out the dirty laundry in public. I said for me, that's not going to help the situation in any cause. And obviously, right now, it's not helped the situation. But I always think for me, if we're going to get anywhere, we should follow the manager. We should back the manager. That's just the way I kind of look at it. If you want to be a successful football club, for me, the tiniest ounce of credibility that you can get, or the tiny bit of hope that you can get, is a squad that's disjointed. You have to back the manager. And end of the day, yeah, this is where we're going. And the manager will be here longer sometimes than the players. The manager is what's going to set us for the season in terms of tactics, in terms of everything like that. I think ultimately there needs to be a hierarchy. If we're doing this situation where we do back players and we do this and we do that, we're never going to get anywhere, man. Ultimately, so when you actually reflect upon it, it's not a good situation for anyone, really. Here says, why are we treating Sancho's situation like he's an elite player? Let's be honest, he's flopped at United and he should be shown the door, not worth the hassle. And this is why I'm not really kind of like looking at it from a point of view where I'm backing Sancho to the cows come home. I'm not really. I really am not. It's not a situation where I'm firmly against the decision that Jadon Sancho has now been put aside and whatnot. I'm not firmly against it. I'm all about fairness in life, innit? And I think for me, that's why I won't speak too much on the ins and outs of what's going on, because I don't know really, to be honest with you. But what I will say is it's a mess. What I will say is he needs to leave in January. What I will say is it's basically it's an indictment of his career at Man United. It's just been bad luck after bad luck. It's been problem after problem. Again, things that he's not helped in his regards, or things that again he can't control, whether that's through mental health, whether that's through physical training. I don't know in it. But at the same time, yeah, bro, if you can't help yourself, I don't know, man. The performance on the football pitch when you actually deep it, like it's not been there. So I can't like, yo, Sancho, I can't. I really can't. That's just the way I kind of look at it, people. So what happens now is that he needs to leave in January. What happens now is that Manchester United need to have a backbone, because that's what it is when it comes down to it. Manchester United should have sold him in the summer. They should have sold him. He can clearly see that he was probably not in Ten Hag's plans. He was playing in false nine when really and truly we all knew we were going to play false nine for the whole season. He just stuck him out there because you know what? He said, you know what? Let's put him there. Let's just stick him out on that left hand, sorry, that central role. And you know what? When he comes back to training, he's probably, I mean, when he comes back into the first team fold, he probably won't start. He'll probably be on the bench, and that's what's happened the whole season. I do think they are favourites. I do think Anthony is a favourite. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do think there are opinions of what he said that there are favourites, of course, because the manager bought Anthony and he's going to trust Anthony. No matter how many bad games he has, he's going to trust Anthony more and more and more. I understand that. But you know what? As a player, what do you do? Do you moan? Do you feel aggrieved, or you keep working? What do you do as a player? You know what I mean? And that's where, again, I don't know what it's like to be as a footballer. Imagine you're training every day and you're thinking to yourself, hold on a minute, I'm not getting game time. What can I do? Anthony's playing every week and he's sticking the place out. How can I not be ahead of him? I get what he means, but at the same time, you've got to show. You've probably got to show your frustration in a different way. Get the manager into a meeting and say, "Listen, manager, I'm not really happy." Say it to his face and say, "You know what? How can we resolve this? How can we resolve this? Is there something we can do? What can I do in training?" Maybe there's something like that. I don't know the way Sancho is as a player. Is he that kind of player that wants to seek things in his game or wants to see how the manager is? And, does he come up to him and say, oh, listen, I want to, what can I do to work on my game? Or is he a bit reserved in that respect and thinks, you know what, I'll come to training and then that's me done. So that's something that I think for me, the manager he has to understand with the manager. Um, Things I can't find said he's not a scapegoat. He made zero impact to be called one. Jadon Sancho. Listen, I think for me, there's parts of the thing is with scapegoat. Obviously, the media pressure on him has been crazy. When you actually deep it, like the media pressure has been absolutely mad. Um, in that regards, yeah. But scapegoat is a massive word, isn't it? Because it feels like you're being victimized. It feels like you feel like there's other problems in the team. If you feel like other players aren't getting the same level of scrutiny, that's what scapegoating is. No matter what you do, you feel like you're gonna get tarnished anyway. You feel like you're gonna get, you know, dealt with in a different way to the others. That's what scapegoat is, really, to be honest with you. And that's what Sancho's feeling with. But bro, your track record at Manchester United again doesn't speak volumes, man. You know what I mean? Had you performed in them 2 years, I could have been here again, backing you to the cows come home relentlessly. But I just look at the situation right now and I'm like, what could you do? In this situation right now? It's like it's such a mess right now. It's like, bro, you've got to just firm it now. You've backed yourself. You written that statement. You've got to firm this. Now, how do you get back into the Man United fold? If it's literally sink or swim. What do you do now? Do you say right now your career's over? Because I remember the end of the statement, he said he loves Man United and he'll still continue to play for this great football club. That's what he said in the statement. What do you do now? It's sink or swim for you as well. When you actually deep it, like what do you do as a footballer? Do you say right now I'm just gonna call it quits. I'm not even gonna train. I'm not even gonna do anything. Or do you then say, right, okay, then I'm back into it now, and I'm gonna listen to the manager. I'm gonna come to find the agreement. What do you do? Like it's for him now. It's very, very. It's such a crazy road for him now. It's mad. Big up to Rafi Saeed. It's great to see you back and fresh. I wish all Jewish people celebrate Rosh. Hashana, a happy new year. Yeah, man. Big up to you, Rafi. I appreciate the donation, my friend. I appreciate the donation. And yeah, I'm back. Like I said, big up to everybody who's here. Make sure you guys are liking the video. I don't know how many likes we're on right now, but please do like the video. Let's get back to the report from Laurie Whitwell. He says here, uh, another moment of authority for Ten Hag, whose attempts to get Jadon Sancho following squad discipline stretched back to last season. Timekeeping a persistent issue, also training levels. Sancho also flew to New York rather than entertain offers. You know what it is here with me, yeah? Again, I'm not going to get too tough with the situation in New York. I think for me, if he's allowed to go New York, yeah, big up Sophie. Hope you're well, Sophie. Hope you're well. If he's allowed to go New York, yeah, then he's entitled to go New York. You know what I mean? If the club has said to him, listen, you're not reporting to training today, you could go to New York. Listen, whatever a player does in his outside time, I'm not questioning anything like that. But like I said to you, when I look at it, it says here, time keeping a persistent issue, also train levels. I think the timekeeping one is a massive thing. I remember Rashford got put to the bench against Wolves because he was late to a meeting. That timekeeping, Sancho, you've got to be ready for that timekeeping, man. You know what I mean? You know, like Martial yesterday came in early to the training. He came in early to the training, bro. Like, bro, you got to come in early. Simple as that, man. The thing that every workplace thrives on, or every workplace you have to do, is come on time. It's just simple, like it's simple rules, isn't it? You've got to come on time. Like that's the main thing for me. Like you've got to come on time. So if you're coming late, again, you're not in the good books. You're not in the favorites books. You have to set everything. If you want to get into the good books, and again, I'm just speaking as if I want to make sure that your career gets to the situation that it is. I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't know whether it's been late, but to the reports that we are suggesting, you know, if you are late, then I'm sorry. Again, that's another thing that the manager will look at you. Will look at you in that regards. So, it says here, Jadon Sancho was asked to apologise to Eric Ten Hag, but refused. He is using academy facilities to train and won't be considered for selection until he's back with the first team. John Myrtle involved in attempts to mediate. Finally, he's actually doing a job for once, John Myrtle. You know what I mean? But he can't mediate this one, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what he knows and what the situation, how severe it is, but it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? But when I look at it, people, let me ask you a question here. Like we are in mad. Like, when you look at it, we got Pelestri. Yeah, shout out to Pelestri, yeah, and the pressure that Pelestri has right now, yeah. When you actually look at Pelestri, he's our only available right winger right now. At this current minute, Pelestri is our only right winger available right now. It's mad, when you deep it. It's actually mad. Obviously, the Greenwood thing happened ages ago. Anthony, Sancho, Diallo's out injured. Pelestri is the only right winger. When you looked at that side, you're thinking to yourself, we're stacked. We're absolutely stacked in that regards. We've got so many players in that position, and now we've got one. And this, you know what it is here for me? I actually rate Pelestri. If you actually look at my tweets here, and if you actually look at when I've been speaking about Pelestri, I'm the original Pelestri FC. When he actually deep in that, I remember when he came in and I was like, he should be getting more minutes than Elanga. I was like, why isn't this kid getting more minutes? I thought he deserved the opportunity. But the thing is, for me, I then won't now pressurize him in a situation where if I see a bad performance, if I see a situation where he has an impact in the game, I can't say to him, yo, listen, bro, what are you? You're a flop. You're a diss. You're not that great. No, like the pressure is crazy on now Palestri now to deliver, and it shouldn't be that. It should be a situation where he should have been rotated within the squad. But also, what better opportunity is it for you that you know what you produce now at the highest level? You now produce. Imagine the opportunity now that this guy kid has, man. It's mad. My mic is moving mad, people. Listen, I don't know what's going on with this mic. I need to. This mic needs to go. This mic today. Yeah, this mic is crazy, people. But anyway, I don't know if you guys can hear me now, but it says here, Saeed, if your boss violated you at work to other members of staff, how would you react or feel? I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing that Jadon Sancho did. I would speak out. I would defend myself. I'm not. I don't think for me, I'm saying that Jadon Sancho shouldn't do what he should have done. I don't. I, I don't. I haven't said that, and I never said that from day one. But like I said to you, it gets to a point where you maybe have to think about your career and maybe say to yourself, you know what? I was wrong in this situation. Or you know what? Because I think my career at Man United hasn't been great. You know what? I'm gonna come to an agreement. This is where I'm looking at it if Jadon Sancho wants to get back in this team, especially when I look at the fact that Anthony isn't available. I would have maybe said, you know what? Let me take down the pin post. Let me go to the manager. Let me just go to his office here and say to him, you know what, man? Let me just say, okay, I should not have said what I said. I hear you what you've been saying. I didn't really train well. Maybe I didn't train well. You know what? Let me just see where this is going. And I want to look at it and I thought, you know what? I just think right now I can't afford to be having a fight with the manager. I can't really afford that. Because at the end of the day, yeah, this is your career. When you look at it's your career, bro, and you've wasted 2 years as well. That's where I look at it. Again, what Jadon Sancho wants to do, listen, that's his opinion. I'm just giving my own advice now. That's all it is. Because a manager is always going to be stubborn. The manager's always going to think he's right. The manager's always got to have that feeling, you know what, I'm the boss. My rule is my rule. That's just the way it is. So you've got to understand, you know what, okay then. Now let's see some sort of agreement. That's just the if I'm looking to save my career, I would have done that. But at the same time, this is Jadon Sancho, and he's done what he's done now. He's doubled down on his situation. He's back down, and he's you know what? He's doing what he's doing. Again, he don't bode well for your career. What would I do if I was him? Again, it's a different situation. I may be stubborn for a little bit. When I was a kid, I was stubborn for a little bit. I wouldn't say sorry. But then a couple of days later, I was like, yo, I can't really get that FIFA, can I? When you actually deep it, like, if my parent now took the FIFA off me and he said I was wrong and he wouldn't give it me back until A, I apologize, or or B, or B, I reconciled with him in that regards of, you know what, I probably said, you know what, I could understand where you're coming from. I maybe understand what you said and da 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 da. And you know what? Can we squash it? Can we end it now? Can we just, can we leave this amicably? That conversation, I believe, did not happen. The manager asked for apology, and he just basically said, "I'm not coming, really. I'm not coming." And that's what's happened. I don't even think Sancho's even stepped through the door. I don't even think he's even seen him. Sometimes you don't need to say sorry, but it's how you come across it. I think Jadon Sancho hasn't even come across that. He's probably not even come to his room, his office. He's probably not even saw him. Maybe he's blanked the meeting. I don't know. Who knows? Big up to Adiwale says keeping players and managers are one. This is what happens. Back in the manager is not just buying players; it's removing the old ones, which United never do well. Well, there you go. Jadon Sancho, I don't know if you guys seen it, but I've called for Jadon Sancho to be sold this summer. I said for me, if we can cash in on Jadon Sancho and the right price comes in, I said I would sell Jadon Sancho and we move on amicably. And he finds a new football club. And you know what? Good luck to him. Good luck to Jadon Sancho. And you know what? But the problem is though, he's on high wages that the football club gave him. Not Jadon Sancho obviously said, I want this money, but the football club gave him 350 grand a week. So I look back at everything and I still blame the football club. We bought Jadon Sancho without a plan. We bought Jadon Sancho after chasing him for 2 years. Like, we literally said for 2 years, yeah, Jadon Sancho, we're going to back you. We're gonna find you. And then after that, yeah, we didn't have a plan. We always, when you look at this football club, talent dies at this football club. Talent dies, people. It's sad when you think of it. Di Maria, Paul Pogba, unfulfilled. How many players have come to this football club and just failed miserably, like miserably? Donny van der Beek. When we have talent, it somehow fails at Man United Football Club. And when I look at that, I look at them for the top, mate, because we don't have a football structure. We don't have a plan. When we're buying players, there's no plan. Memphis Depay, Sanchez. Come on, man. Is this Sancho coincidence? Is it a coincidence, people? Or is it, oh, we'll blame this player? It's just the players. It's just the players. It can be the players, but it can also be the football club not having a plan when we buy these players. And this is why Ten Hag, like I said to you, has gone for his guys. He's gone for his guys. He hasn't gone with what maybe the recruitment team have offered him, or maybe the recruitment team has said, right, we're going to handpick players for you. Like Ed Woodward used to do. He just about used to buy commercial signings and make it work. That's what he would say. Make it work. That's what he would say. Make it work. So when I actually deep it and I'm like, yo, man, it's talent's dying, man. How many more players can you get really gas for? How many more players can I say under the Glazers' control here can I be really gas for? How many players can I be? Like, if we now go for, I don't know, who's an exciting winger that's out there right now? Who's exciting right now that you would probably say Zaha again? Zaha is another one example. Yanazai came from the football club, so he was obviously we didn't buy him. He came from the youth development. But when you actually deep it, yeah, who's out there right now that United could possibly Liao? I'm telling you now, Liao flops at Man United. I don't care what anybody says. We go by Elise. Next summer, Elise comes in, he'll flop as well. Every single player that you think Man United, they won't flop. I'm telling you, they will. So that's why I'm like, I'm not getting gas now over players when they come. I'm just going to be like, you know what? Let's see what they can produce. And you know what? If they can be consistent, if they can follow the manager's instructions, okay, then we'll see what he's saying in it. But ultimately, I ain't getting gassed, man. Because every single time, yeah, I just get brought back down to reality. Every single time. Every single damn time we get brought back to reality. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of them people, man. It really, really is. Keep liking the video, people. There's nearly 800 in here. We need 400 likes, people. 400 likes. People say Fabrizio tweeted. What's Fabrizio said? He's not said anything about United. If it's not about United, then I don't care. I really don't care. If it's not about United, this is a United show, mate. So I'm not really caring, to be honest with you. Let's go back to this situation. There was something about um what do you call it? Sammy Mobka from the Daily Mail. He says Man United have given Ten Hag total support and are not pressuring him to back down. The manager is said to feel wronged and decide to take a tough stance by acing Jadon Sancho. So again, he's not backing down, people. The manager. Ten Hag will not back down of his demand for apology from Jadon Sancho. If Sancho refuses, he's risking his long-term future. Well, you don't say. Well, you don't say. I mean, right now, this is borrowed time, mate. It's literally for me. I think he's done, man. I don't think there's a way back for Ten Hag. Sorry, for Jadon Sancho. Anyway, um, what else is there? Um, Part of Jadon Sancho's problem is that he feels that he's been treated differently to other members of the squad. And he's frustrated that the club was willing to listen to offers for him when went off the last week of the transfer window. Yeah, the thing is though, I get that, but at the same time, they were just rumors in it. Like you don't, like you never respond to rumors in it. Like, and that's the thing, man. You know what I mean? I don't think Jadon Sancho was ever going to go to the Saudi league or ever go into the Turkish league. I said it from day one. I don't think his pride would allow him, and I don't think he thinks that he's above that level. Let's be honest with you. Right now, that league right now at this term of his career, it's not going to be there, in it. Like it's not a situation that he should be concentrating on. So yeah, man, I'm looking at it. I'm like, there's all these problems that's going on around you, and I'm like, you've just never ever been able to kind of control your own problem. And that is finding consistency, and that is a damning thing about Jadon Sancho, is that he's never been able to find his own consistency. That's the struggle for me, that he's not kept the most. Has he found the great game time this season? I'd probably say he hasn't when you actually deep it. But last season he had multiple game time. The season before that, he had multiple game time. And again, there's been situations where the manager's been sacked. He's been under 3, 4 different managers. He has been through trouble. But again, he hasn't given the right kind of level of consistency that's needed for a player of his quality. We know what he's about. We know we saw what we saw at Jaden at Dortmund, but it hasn't been replicated. And I'm not saying that any Man United player has been consistent in that forward line. They haven't. Martial's dropped off. Anthony's been, let's be honest, a waste of space when you actually deep it. When you look at Rashford, he had the season before when Jadon Sancho came in, he had a horrible season. Then he had a good season last season. This season, we don't know what it's going to be like. So we don't know whether it's going to be consistent or not. Garnacho's a youngster. Ahmad's coming through. Palestri's coming through. So I don't think anybody in this forward line, apart from maybe Rashford and Garnacho, has got credit in the bank. But this is where you need to then take advantage of that situation. Take advantage of the mishap that's at Man United. Take advantage. Take advantage of Anthony. Take advantage when you come on the pitch. But I don't know. I don't know whether he fully wants it, B, he's in his comfort zone, or C, he just feels like this isn't the football club for me, man. Maybe it isn't. When you actually deep it, maybe this isn't the right football club for Jadon Sancho. And that we are wasting our time here, people. We are genuinely, well and truly wasting our time with Jadon Sancho. When you deep it, like, he isn't going to fit at United. He won't ever fit at Man United for me. I just don't see it happening, man. Even if you give Jadon Sancho 5 to 10 games, are you confident Jadon Sancho performs in them 5 to 10 games? Because I can't lie to you, I'm not confident. I don't see how you can be confident. I really don't. I don't think you can be confident. You know, I don't think you can. And this is a damning situation when you actually deep it. Can you be confident that Jadon Sancho in 10 games, yeah, can actually say, you know what, I can play 7 out of 10 consistently? I don't think you can. And that's the damning thing about it, really. You know what I mean? And that's just the reality of the situation, Jadon Sancho at the minute has not got credit in the bank. It's sad, but it's the truth. It's the truth, man. What can you do? What can you do, people? Um, Guys, make sure you guys are liking the video, people. United did put a statement out again, another statement, more statement than wins again. You know what I'm saying to you? But again, this football club just loves statements. I mean, there was a situation where I think Manchester United made, how many statements have they made this season? Apparently, let me just find out here. Manchester United statements in 2023, Man United have made 5. Away wins in the league have been 3. Big up to shout out to Alice Talks Football. She made a post out here. Statements this season. So the statements this season are: Sancho will no longer be part of the first team. Anthony on mutual leave while accusations ongoing. Nothing statement basically saying that they were aware of anti-domestic abuse allegations. Update to confirm Greenwood U-turn and is now leaving. Address the leak that showed that the plan to bring Greenwood back. And then obviously our away wins in 2023 have been Bournemouth away, Forest away, and Leeds away. Yeah, that's mad when you actually deep it, man. That's mad. 5 statements this year already, man. when you actually deep it, 5 statements already this year, only just this season. Sorry, and then you've got everyone else that's included. So you've got people that are within Man United. So Maguire has already made 2 statements this year. One to say he's no longer the captain, and another one to say that he obviously he's going you know he's obviously he's been through a lot, and you know what, he's willing to back down, and he's willing to kind of get into the team and help the team. And then his mum's come out, so again you have to link that with the statement. His mum's come out and said the abuse is wrong, which it is wrong. I fully agree with her, but at the same time, again, another statement that's out there. You had a statement from Anthony, another one that came out there. Has anyone else made a statement? Like, bro, like how many statements can we do? We are literally Statement FC. That's what our name should be. Like that, I'm telling you right now, people. It shouldn't be Manchester United FC. It should be Statement FC. Ah, Ten Hag made this. Has a Ten Hag apologized? Listen, I don't think in this situation anybody should apologize. That's the. I'll be brutally honest. I don't think they. I think there just needed to be a meeting. I don't think Sancho came to the meeting or something happened. I don't think they did. Nobody came to kind of sort the situation out. This should be sorted behind closed doors, amicably, man. It doesn't have to get to a situation where it has gone to right now. Again, I repeat, Ten Hag should not have put out the dirty laundry out. But at the same time, Sancho needs to come and find his career. You've got to find a way to get in the good books with the manager and find a way. You know, like I said, if I get taken my PS5 away, I can moan and moan and moan. But end of the day, I then need to find a way to get that PS5 back. You know, your mum and dad are not going to give you that PS5 unless you apologize or unless you do something that's good. You maybe train a bit harder. You maybe do something. You maybe promise the manager that you will get back. You have to do something to get that PS5. That's what I had to do. I had to maybe clean the house. I maybe had to, and this is what it made maybe me of saying sorry. I didn't say sorry. I just showed an act of maybe apologizing. I maybe showed that, you know what, I do care, or I maybe showed something. You don't always have to apologize. I don't think you need to apologize. I think sometimes you need to show a bit of, you know what, you are coming early. You've come in too early to the meeting. Maybe there was a meeting and he didn't come or he didn't want to come. But if you'd have came early and said, you know what, no, no, do something because this is your career. So I don't know, man. I don't know. And again, I don't know the relationship between him and Ten Hag in it. I don't know if it's on that kind of vibe. I don't know. But Ten Hag is not Jadon Sancho's dad. I get that. I 100% get that. But at the same time, when you are the manager, you are the boss. Sometimes players always say that they have that father figure kind of role. I don't know what he is in it. Maybe he's a militant. Maybe Ten Hag isn't the kind of guy that likes that. You know, maybe Ten Hag is he's so stubborn and he's militant. You know, and he doesn't really like that kind of back chat. And when it's training's done, training's done. He don't really maybe stay after training to talk to the players. I don't know in it. We don't know yet, do we? You know, so and I don't know what his kind of feeling is right now. So it's quite sad when you actually deep it like in totality. The situation should never have come to this, like never, never, ever, ever. You know, but it has, and the manager will win. The manager will always win in this situation because he's the boss, and there has to be a hierarchy. Ultimately, Sancho is facing a battle. I'm sorry. You've gone against the manager in your eyes, and you said, you know what, I back down to what I firmly believe in, which is fair enough. You can do whatever you want to do. But at the same time, the manager's the manager. The manager's the boss. Until he, until oh, fuck's sake, man. Can you hear me now? Oh gosh, man. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna definitely buy a new mic, man. I'm gonna order one today. Obviously, I've been on holiday and I've just got back, man, now, man. So yeah, I'm definitely the first thing I do after this is I will probably buy a new mic. Uh, you know what, man? It's crazy, man. It's crazy when you actually deep it, man. But you know what, man? Ultimately, you know what I mean? This football club is like this mic. You know what I mean? It's died, isn't it? Like when you actually deep it, the football club is dying, man. You know what I mean? You know, and again, I'll come back to the Glazers, and people will say get the violins out and whatnot, and how's this on the Glazers? But it is. How many problems have arose through the Glazers' control, man? You know what I mean? When you actually deep it, like you hear stories, but you don't hear stories of this magnitude at one football club. Do we really hear these stories? You know, when you actually deep it, like, do we really hear stories of this magnitude at a football club? You know, like I don't think you do. Like even with Barcelona, with all the problems that's going on there, you don't still really hear stories to this situation. Even when you look at like Chelsea last season were bad, yeah, but did they have all these stories last season? I don't think they had. You know, they were related to the football pitch. Most of them stories were related to for the football pitch. Like most of them were related to the football pitch. Like when you actually deep it, you know. So everything right now is mad when you look at it, man. It's mad. Yeah, Chelsea ain't a big club. Listen, maybe they're not. You know what I mean? Maybe they're not. And this is what happens at Man United. You know, it's always at Man United. You know what I'm saying? It's always at Manchester United. Unfortunately, this football club just reeks it. Should have bought a mic before going. Yeah, I probably should have, mate. I probably should have. But the first thing on my mind was get out of the country, mate. You know what I'm saying? That's what the first thing on my mind was: get out of the country and don't come back. You know what I'm saying? So uh nothing would change until the Glazers sell the football club. And it'd be interesting to see what Ten Hag says later on, man. I will be doing the press conference, people. I think it's 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock. You know, we'll see what Ten Hag's got to say. Will Ten Hag come out? I think Ten Hag won't say a lot. I don't think he'll say anything. He'll say everything's getting dealt with behind closed doors, and you know what? I prefer not to speak about it. That's what I want him to kind of do. What he might do, he might say, you know what? He deserves it. He's there. He has to listen. He's not listening. He might be blunt about it. He might actually be blunt about it. He might actually say, you know what? This ain't good enough. What he's doing isn't good enough, you know, and ultimately he's got to improve, you know. So if he does do that, then that is again damning on his career as well. You know what I mean? On Jadon Sancho's career. That again, another manager speaks out on the way he's been training. He maybe reveals facts. He maybe says, you know what, I called him into training to speak about something and he refused to come. Maybe he does say that. Maybe he says I called him and he didn't want to say, or he actually came to my office and said I refuse to apologize. I don't think I've done anything wrong. He may say that, you know. He may, I don't know. But what will the club advise him? They probably say you'll keep everything on lid now. Let's not draw more attention. They might not in terms of Myrtle. He might say that, but boy, it's still a mess when you deep it, man. And this doesn't help Ten Hag's job as well, man. When you look at it, when you actually look at it, yeah, guys, yeah, it doesn't help his job. He's under more pressure now, more than ever. He's under more pressure more than ever. And listen, pressure is always at Man United, but when you actually look at it even more, like pressure now, Anthony out of the squad, Sancho with the situation that it is, you know, it's still a player that plays for Man United. You don't want him, even though you're in a situation where you don't have many attackers as much as you would like. You know, so he then has to shift away from the bad energy and turn it to positive energy. He has to win it on the weekend. You know, results off the field situations will come back onto the results. You know, so it's a must-win game on Saturday. You don't win that game, or you get a draw, or worse thing, you lose. All them leaks come out again. This player does this, or even worse, yeah. Sancho says something else, or this comes out, and you know what? That's like loads of like facade running around Man United because that's what these press want to do. These journalists love Manchester United news. They crave on it. They love it. They thrive on it. They thrive for negativity. They love it. Without this bad news, I don't think they have a job. I really don't. Like when you actually deep it, like some of them just don't wouldn't survive as a journalist because they'd be like, what story are you writing today? Oh well, United's been run as a football club well, and you know what? There's not really many issues coming at United. Like, I don't think for me, like, they would survive as a journalist, at least, you know what I mean? Like, because again, positive stories don't sell. When you actually deepen, like, positive stories don't really sell papers. People want to see negativity. People want to see, bad stories. People that are not United fans want to see everything. People that are not Man United fans want to be looking at United right now, thinking, right, what can we laugh at today? What can sell well? You know what I mean? These journalists wouldn't not survive. I'm telling you right now, they wouldn't survive. People, they wouldn't. Manchester United's unavailable list: Tom Heaton, Shaw, Malacia, Varane, Mason Mount, Kobe Mainu, Ahmad, Anthony, Sancho, Sofian Amrabat, and Lisandro are late fitness test levels are unknown. Bro, that's crazy, That's mad. That's actually Varane, Mount, Maino, Ahmad, Anthony, Sancho. Wow. Whatever you think of the players, yeah, and whether you think they're rubbish or not, it's still crazy. Because that squad now is bare to the bones. Any of the injuries we get right now, like the injuries can happen in football. Injuries can happen, people. So when you look at it, it can happen. Injuries can happen. So who knows? Who knows, man? It's a mess. It's an absolute mess, people. It really, really is. But anyway, people, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Make sure you guys like the video. Subscribe to 287 likes. You lot are disgrace. Like generally, guys, man, that's disgraceful. 287 likes. Yeah, there's 833 people here. Like, what are you lot doing? I come back onto YouTube, yeah, and yeah, I'm trying. I've come. I'm woke. I came back here to my flat 2 in the morning, and we've done a stream at 11 a.m. And you lot haven't liked the video. Shame on you guys, man. Shame on you. So people, man, all I ask for is just like the video. I really, really do. Get the algorithm up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you for the press conference later on, people. And join us for Mang Talk as well. Sorry. Yeah, Mang Talk, me and Steve are live in 5 minutes. Join us for Mang Talk as well. Big Six channel. But yeah, love, man, people. We're out. Peace.